Non, rien de rien.
The lights are on her, eyes closed. Her voice carries the pulse of all Paris. But no one knows, and maybe she doesn't either, that this is her final night. 2 hours later, her heart will beat its last erratic thump. Then silence, and the world will shake. This is the story of Edith Piaf's last night.
This is the story of Edith Piaf's last night. Paris, 1963, fall. The streets are shedding leaves, but no one notices because Edith Piaf is making a comeback. October, temperature around 54 degrees Fahrenheit. The nights fill every corner of Paris, but Piaf's life burns not from the cold, but from within. Called back to the stage by Marlene Dietrich's telegram, a theater awaits. Songs, thousands of people. Paris will be packed. But Piaf is ill. Her liver is failing. Pain in her shoulders, neck, stomach. She takes drugs, morphine, everything. The doctor had predicted she'd die at 47. She is 47, so time is short if any remains. That Monday morning, she arrives at her hotel, hair loose, eyes red, face ashen, skin sagging, arms veined. Perhaps no one would recognize her. Her face has changed that much. "Will I be able to go on stage?" she asks her doctor. He doesn't want to answer, but he does. "No, mademoiselle, your body has given up." Piaf stays silent. Then she laughs, wildly. "But have I given up?" she asks. That's when everything shifts, because Piaf has never accepted the word no. After withdrawing from the stage, no one knows what happens next. She locks herself in her hotel room, doesn't want to see Paris from the window, accepts no visitors, only the doctor, the nurse, and one guide, Abbé Yves. She summons her priest. Does Piaf believe God is there? No one knows, but she talks to Abbé Yves, talks and weeps behind closed doors. She pulls out a notebook from her shelf, pages of writing, all crossed out, things she wrote about returning, Cerdan, Marcel, herself. Pain, pain, pain. No regrets is written there, but her hand trembles on the page. The truly shocking part, no one will ever know what she felt when she stepped on stage that night, because before locking herself away alone, Piaf has made a decision. 8 p.m., Piaf looks in the mirror. She doesn't see what's left of her face. She sees only Marcel's eyes, tiny green eyes, eyes that never opened. She died in 1935. Piaf could never hold her, never. Then Marcel, Cerdan, the boxer, his handwriting sparse, his smile dangerous, died in 1949, plane crash. The news came over the radio. What did Piaf do? She picked up the phone, went to the studio, sang La Vie en Rose, sang it crying, yet her voice was huge, right? Yes, inside she died, but outside she sang. That night she looks in the mirror and decides this time will be the same. When the door opens, and it will, Piaf will be ready. Lipstick, black dress, shoes sharp, eyes closed. And in her voice, her entire life will speak, all its weight, all its pain, all its love. This might be my last stage, she thinks. And she laughs even though she's on the verge of tears. When she wakes, her heart is acting strange. Thump, thump, thump. Irregular, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. She doesn't call the doctor. She knows what will happen. Liver failure, heart strained, drugs exhausted. Her body's like a factory running without raw materials. Only the voice remains, only that. She thinks about what she'll sing on stage. Should she open with Non je ne regrette rien? Yes, that song is hers, only hers. Every note a decision, every word of rebellion. No regrets, she'll shout to the crowd, as if she's not telling them, but reminding herself. Because does she regret? Yes, regrets in every sense. Regrets losing her child, regrets losing Serdan, regrets losing her health. But on stage, eyes closed, she offers her regrets as a sacrifice to God or to Paris, whichever is listening. But there's one thing she doesn't yet know. This night won't just be a performance, it will be the summary of her entire life. The doctor arrives, checks her pulse, frowns. Mademoiselle Piaf, please don't push too hard on stage. 30 minutes at most, then you must rest. Piaf doesn't listen. I'll sing as long as I decide. The makeup artist arrives, a young girl, Parisian. It's her first time seeing Piaf's face up close, and she might be shocked. Signs of age, dark circles, lines, dry skin. But those eyes. Can I start the makeup? The girl asks timidly. Yes, says Piaf, but don't touch my eyes. Never touch my eyes. The makeup artist works. 45 minutes, red lipstick, black shadow, everything ready to shine under the lights. But the eyes, Piaf's eyes will stay open until she reaches the stage. Are you ready? The makeup artist asks. Piaf looks in the mirror. What she sees is no longer Piaf, someone else, stronger, steelier, in death's embrace, yet more alive. Yes, she says, I'm ready. She heads to the theater. In the car, she retches once. The nurse holds her hand, but Piaf grips her own hands tightly. Let go of me, she says. I'm going on stage as someone, so I need to be strong now. She enters backstage, sees the lights, hot, too hot. The lights hurt her eyes, but when she closes them, she sees everything. The orchestra stands. Piaf waits at the edge of the stage. Her chest rises slightly. Heart thump, 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 accelerating. The announcer, ladies and gentlemen, Edith Piaf. The crowd explodes. Applause, screams, shouts, Parisians. They've come to see her. Piaf knows this might be the last time. When she steps out, does she hide her tears behind glasses? No. She closes her eyes the moment she steps on. She doesn't want them to see the faces beyond the room. She just wants them to feel. First song, Hymn à l'amour, hymn to love. The instant it begins, the whole theater falls silent, as if everyone is holding their breath. A voice emerges, Piaf's voice. But this voice, it seems to come from somewhere else, from heaven, from hell, from a place beyond human. Without God, I can't live. Without love, I can't imagine life. Impossible to translate perfectly, but inside, I can't bear life without you. The audience weeps. Piaf on stage, eyes closed, crying or singing, they can't tell. Right then, everything is turning back to what came before. Second song, third, fourth, not hours, seconds pass. Piaf's body tires, but her voice grows stronger. How? Impossible, but it happens. La vie en rose, she sings, reliving the moment she heard of Marcel's death, crying, but this time her eyes don't stay closed, they open as she sings. Pink life in roses, pink candles in the heart. The crowd goes wild. People stand, some cry. One woman sobs so hard her friend has to hold her. Piaf feels it. Even if she doesn't know, she knows, because her voice enters people's souls and dances there. Ninth song, 10th. Piaf is exhausted. The nurse waits at the wings, worried eyes. Please stop, she gestures. Enough. But Piaf doesn't stop. The 11th song, Non je ne regrette rien. This song holds her whole life. When she begins, the theater goes quiet. Not quiet, dead, airless. Everyone holds their breath. Non, je ne regrette rien, she sings, eyes closed, head back, arms open, as if embracing the whole crowd. Every word a blow, every note a resolute. No, I regret nothing. I'm proud only of having lived. Before dying, I succeeded in living. Among the listeners, some older ones recognize the voice. Yes, this is her. This is Edith. The Edith who sang on the streets at 8. The Edith who stayed silent in the convent. Then the Edith who conquered Paris. The real Edith. Tonight's Edith. When the song ends, the theater is on its feet. Standing ovation, screams, Piaf, Piaf, Piaf. But will Piaf have a heart attack on stage? No, not yet, because the real shock begins after this performance ends. The curtain falls. Piaf steps a little forward, then stops. The nurse rushes over. Pulse? She asks. The nurse checks. Her face darkens. Very fast, very, very fast, irregular. Thump, 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 thump. The heart beats and then pauses while Piaf holds her breath, then beats again. Call the doctor, Piaf says quietly, but backstage, no one can know. The doctor comes, places the stethoscope, listens, removes it. Mademoiselle, your heartbeat is irregular, very serious. After tonight, you must stay in bed. Piaf smiles, a strange smile. Doctor, will I spend the rest of my life in bed? Yes, it looks like that. Then don't stop me now. Get me back on stage. I need to sing at least 4 more songs. If death is coming, let it come while I'm singing like mad. Piaf returns, sings 4 more songs, each one a prayer sung from a deathbed, each note borrowed breath. Her body is gone, only the voice remains. The crowd doesn't know, no one knows. Piaf struggles to breathe, skin turning blue, palms cold, legs trembling, but eyes closed, voice open. One song, Milord. It tells of a hero, a poor girl in love with a rich lord, an unreachable love. And the girl sings to her lord, I love you, but wait, I want to leave. While singing, Piaf only thinks of Cerdan who didn't come. He was married, but he was her milord, and she the poor child. When the song ends, Piaf's legs nearly give out. The nurse has to hold her. One more, says Piaf, just one last one. You haven't seen the biggest surprise yet, because that final song will come 10 minutes before her heart stops. Quand tu dors, when you sleep. Piaf sings in the softest voice, almost a whisper. The crowd whispers back, listening. When you sleep, I watch you. I watch the peace on your face. When you sleep, I don't dream of life without you. Only you exist, only you. Piaf's eyes open. Right then, they open, because this is the end. She knows it's the end. The theater is silent. No one breathes. Piaf struggles to breathe too. Every word emerges from deep within death's grip. The song ends. Piaf lowers her arms. No movement, no bow. She just stands, and the crowd stands too. Then applause. But this applause is different, quieter, more measured, as if they're not congratulating her, they're saying goodbye. Backstage, Piaf walks a little, then stops. The nurse comes. Mademoiselle, are you in pain? Yes, says Piaf, everywhere. Shall we go to the hospital? No, to the hotel, my room. The car, the hotel. Piaf goes to bed. The nurse helps her into pajamas. She seems to be singing, but really, she's dying. The doctor arrives, checks her pulse. Mademoiselle, we must go to the hospital now. We need to stabilize your heart rhythm. No, says Piaf. I'll stay here. I'll sleep here. The nurse looks at the bruised eyes. Piaf's eyes are purple, dark rings around them, but her eyes are open, aware. What time is it? She asks. 00:47, says the nurse. Piaf thinks. The 47th hour of my 47th year. Fate has wrapped me twice. Her eyes open. The nurse is asleep. Piaf lies on her side, breathing labored, heartbeats erratic, electric rhythm. No one comes. Without asking anyone, what does Piaf do? She hums, inside, sings softly. Non, je ne regrette rien. As quiet as a whisper, but it's there and continuing. 8 a.m. The heartbeat changes, thump, 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 then nothing. The nurse awakes, checks her pulse, gone. Right then, Edith Piaf's heart stops, but her voice doesn't. Today, 60 years later, it's still heard. Thousands were there that night, the people who filled the theater. They all learned later. The news announcers reported Piaf's death. The famous French chanson singer Edith Piaf died this morning, age 47. But the real shock? No one knew it was the final night. No one felt the pain backstage. Even in her last breaths, Piaf was singing, even if no one heard, because Piaf's death was as quiet as her birth. She was born lying in the street. She died singing on stage. At Père Lachaise Cemetery, visitors to Piaf's grave hear a story. That night, the theater windows trembled, the horns were singing, all Paris was singing, and Edith played her final notes, her heart thump-thump, preparing to stop in a few hours. But it never really stopped. This is the true story of October 1963. A woman who regretted nothing kept singing until death came.